Oh, it's Friday. Okay. Beautiful people. Top of the day, Let's see. Got going on, chill. Oh, this real short today. I mean, it's short. Okay. Top of the day. All right, y'all. It's Friday. It is Friday. I'm so glad because I want to sleep all day tomorrow. It's Friday, March the 6th, 2020, day 90. And we are reading 2 Samuel 4, 5, and 6. Y'all, I want to update y'all on my little journey. Remember I told y'all a couple weeks ago I was going to do a whole body reset, reset my body. Do a 40-day fast. Y'all, it's been hard. Lord, help me. It's been hard. I'm on day 18 of water-only fast, right? So I'm doing it to reset my body. I'm about to turn 41 years old. I said I was going to break it on my birthday, which is March the 30th. But I was like, you know what? Because I started having little aches and pains and stuff. I mean, not a lot, not before. Since before I went vegan, so I transitioned vegetarian into vegan and everything. But I was like, you know what? I was still having an issue with the little piriformis muscle that I pulled when I was working out about 2 years ago. It's been a real pain in my butt, and literally it is a pain right in the middle of my buttocks. That's where the piriformis muscle is at, and it collapses and sits on the sciatic nerve, which shoots pain from my lower back all the way down to my big toe on my right side of my body, and it's literally been a pain in my butt. But it's eased up a whole lot. It was a couple months ago when I was taking Imodium. I was taking like 800 milligrams of Imodium like every day for a couple months, and I know that's not good at all because ibuprofen is what my sister says, an NSAID. You'll see it on the back of the bottle. But anyway, it means it affects the liver. So I was like, Pam, you got to quit taking this. You're going to have to do something. But I couldn't take that pain. So I was like, I'm going to have to start doing something. So I was looking up little exercises and everything. They would help for about a day or two. Then I was like, this thing has to go away completely. It was going to the chiropractor. But anyway, long story short, the pain started easing up a lot for me. So I barely feel it. So I think it's almost completely healed. But I was looking up a couple YouTube videos a couple months ago. People had piriformis, and there was one girl who actually had the same issue. And she said she fasted water only for 10 days, and it completely healed it. I guess mine was a little more damaged than hers because I'm on day 18 of water only fast. And I'm not going to say it hasn't, but it has a whole lot. Like, I can do a lot of stuff that I wasn't able to do, like bending over. And it really only pains me if I sit in my hard rocking chair, for too long, maybe like more than an hour or so. But with that being said, it's pretty much non-existent anymore, so but I wanted to share with you because I know I told you, but I've lost a little over 20 pounds, which is great. Yay me. So, but Sunday I will be at my halfway point. I'll be at day 20 of day 40. So I'm like, oh my gosh, when is this going to be over? So, but when I break it, I'm going to break it with juice. And so I'm going to do like another 40 days. Like I'm in the water, going to 40 days of fresh juices. And I'm thinking I may do fresh fruits as well. But I want to be careful how I refeed my body. Because you know how some people say, oh, I fasted, that I gained all that weight back. I'm like, yeah, you weren't doing something right. Because you start stuffing your face with everything that you stopped doing. The whole point of me doing the 40-day water fast is to reset my body. It's more of like a literally get my body in order. It's to bring my body in line, not just to lose the weight, but to heal anything that's going on in here. Like I see a little small. So let me tell you a big thing. Let me tell you something. I'm going to have to be real careful because I ain't trying to have no more kids. I haven't had a cycle in a few years, right? Because I've been getting birth control, right? I'm getting a double shot. I got like 17 kids now, seriously. I have 6 children, and the youngest one is 3, So, but I had been thinking about it. I was like, when I realized that water fasting makes you fertile, I'm like, holy crap. Because I still been getting a double shot. I mean, I haven't gotten it since I started the 40-day water fast. But what I realized is during this fast, my body pushes out toxins. And after, it's literally almost been 3 years, it returned my cycle to me. I'm like, on the 5th day. Not like the teens, on the 5th day, nature returned my cycle to me because it's pushing out the toxins. Like I can tell different things. Even I had like a little small breakout as you detoxify, your body start pushing out toxins in every place that it can. And your body, your skin is a big organ. So although I wasn't eating anything, it was pushing out toxins through my face. It wasn't like maybe like 3 or 4, But I've been journaling about what's been happening. Some other things that happen. I'm like, a little too personal to share up here. But I'm like, ooh, that's a good thing, So like women things, I'm like, oh. And it literally, it cleanses women parts and stuff too. So if you've ever done a water fast, a lengthy water fast, and you took note of what was happening with your body, it's very, very interesting to say the least. Okay, so with that being said, but y'all, I'm telling you, at this point, it's more of a mind thing than anything. It's the hunger has really, hunger pains coming. It's like, it stays maybe like 20, 30 minutes, but then it goes away. But I learned how to tackle it. Just drink some water to wash it away, right? But I think the biggest issue now is because I still have to cook for my family. So I'm cooking all these meals and all these good smells and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just more of a mind thing. I'm like, Pam, you're not going to taste that. So now when I'm cooking and I'm seasoning up stuff, I call one of the kids or my husband. I was like, taste this because I can't taste it. Let me know. Do I need to add more seasons or whatever? But James, he said, look, I don't know what you've been doing on this 40-day fast. He said, but everything has been seasoned perfectly. He said, you're making all these good meals. He said, I'm about to tell you to stay on the fast. It was funny, so we did taco night last night. He said, girl, what you do to this meat? Yeah, I seasoned it up real good. I put some a rotel in it. The rotel is like chopped up tomatoes, chilies, and some of the other stuff. And they was tearing them tacos up, and I made like a little rice bowl with all the little toppings and stuff on it too. Sauteed onions and mushrooms and all that. So I'm just like, look, I don't know. I think I'm psyching myself out like I'm gonna eat it myself, and I want to make it extra good. So I'm making up all this good stuff and ain't eating that now bite of it, So I'm like, oh my gosh. So as soon as I finish cooking, I gotta go upstairs and close the door. And I'm like, Pam, are you addicted to food? I didn't realize how much food was a part of my life. Like, I was like, was I really eating to live? No. I said, was I really living just to eat? Or I definitely wasn't eating to live, because I was still eating. I was like a junk food vegan, yeah. But I was like, but most of my day, I spend a lot of my time in the kitchen cooking because I have a big family. They're like always hungry, so, but I'm like, oh my gosh, so you get a lot of extra time when you're not eating, so spend some of that time meditating, reading, go taking a hot bath to get out the kitchen, just like, oh my gosh, like it's really, really been hard the first week. So, and after the hunger pretty much subsided, it's more like a mental thing because, you find yourself, you're reading, doing stuff, you just eat some, pop some chips or something like that. And you got to find another habit, because you're not putting anything about, even like popping popcorn. I had to catch myself quite a few times, almost getting ready to taste. I was like, oh, Pam, we're not going to waste this last 7 days we spent straight water. Like, I'm like on day 18, I was like, I am not going to waste these 18 days. I'm halfway to my 40. I'm going to go all the way. Some people think, girl, you still alive? Yes, I'm still alive. Let me tell you something. Your body, if you're carrying around a lot of excess weight, That's food stores. And your body knows it. So when it realizes ain't nothing coming in here, your body is going to go to the places where it stored all the extra fat, all the flab and all that stuff. Yes, that's food. Stored away food, and your body is going to eat it away. So I'm cool with that. I'm really cool with that. So my body can continue eating all this stored fat that it got everywhere, so I can go on and live my best life. All right, so with that being said, y'all, just want to give y'all that quick update. I'm on day 18, nothing but water. Water only, so, and this right here, my water bottle, my best friend, gonna be my best friend for the next 22 days here, and even so after that, because I'm gonna still be drinking water, I'm gonna be doing fresh juices and stuff. So with that being said, y'all, I'm good. I'm really good. The energy to kick back in and stuff, and I find that I have to make myself go to sleep because I got all this extra energy. Because when your body goes in and do what it's designed to do, once you get over the tiredness and the sluggish and it starts operating, going in, working, doing this with it, healing and eating up stuff that shouldn't be there, it produces energy, like a natural energy out of that stuff. And it's just like, some people think they just be laying down dead on the couch or something. No, it's not. You can't listen to people. You got to try it yourself, So, and that's the way y'all created us. Our bodies are amazing. People go on water fast and heal pretty much everything. They come off of all of their medicines because they give their digestive tracts a break and let the body begin to do what it was designed to do. But here in the Western culture, we eat 6 small meals a day. This, all did it. No. If you learn about the body, when you eat, there should be a period of at least 8 hours from the next time you eat something, so your body can properly digest it and move it through your system. And then if you're putting everything in your body that your body can't really assimilate, don't know what to do with it, but push it out or store it somewhere, you're doing a lot of harm to your body. You got high blood pressure, diabetes, no matter what you got, water fasting will cure you of just about anything. And most diseases come from this right here, putting stuff in your mouth, and all of that can be cured by water fasting. So with that being said, y'all, let me go ahead and do my reading for the day because we got to get out of here. I got to drive up to Richmond today for a meeting. All right, so 2 Samuel 4, 5, and 6. And when Saul's son heard that Abner was dead in Hebron, his hands were feeble, and all the Israelites were troubled. And Saul's son had 2 men that were captains of the band, and the name of one was Benaiah, and the name of the other was Rechab, the sons of Rimmon, of Bithraite, of the children of Benjamin. For Beeroth also was reckoned to Benjamin, and Beeroth and the Beerothites fled to Gittim, and were sojourners there unto this day. And Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame on his feet. He was 5 years old when the... I'm sorry. Okay. Verse 4. And Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame on his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came of Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass, as she made haste to flee, that he fell and became lame. And his name was Mephibosheth. And the sons of Rimmon and the Beerothite, Recham and Benaiah, went and came about the heat of the day to the house of Ishbosheth, who lay on the bed at noon. And they came thither into the midst of the house, as though they would have fetched wheat. And they smote him under the 5th rib, and Rechab and Benaiah his brother escaped. For when they came into the house, he lay on his bed in his bedchamber, and they smote him and slew him and beheaded him and took his head and gat them away through the plain all night. And they brought the head of Ishbosheth unto David to Hebron, and said to the king, Behold, the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, thine enemy, which sought thy life, and Yahuwah hath avenged my lord the king this day of Saul and of his seed. And David answered Rechab and Benaiah his brother, the sons of Rimmon and the Beerothite, and said unto them, As Yahuwah liveth, who hath redeemed my soul out of all adversary, when one told me, saying, Behold, Saul is dead, thinking they have brought good tidings, I took hold to him and slew him in Ziklag, who thought that I would have given him a reward for his tidings. How much more when wicked men have slain a righteous person in his own house upon his bed? Shall I not therefore now require the blood of your hand? and take you away from the earth? He said, take you away from the earth. And David commanded his young men, and they slew him and cut off their hands and feet and hanged them over the pool in Hebron. But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it in a sepulchre of Abner in Hebron. Betwabu Trina. 2 Samuel chapter 5. Then came all the tribes of Israel. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Also in past times, when Saul was king over us, thou wast he that leddest out and boardest in Israel. And Yahuwah said to thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the king in Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron before Yahuwah, and they anointed King David over Israel. And they anointed David king over Israel. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 30 years over all of Israel and Judah. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, Except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither, thinking David cannot come in hither. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion. The same is the city of David. And David said on this day, Whosoever getteth up to the gutter, and smiteth the Jebusites, the lame and the blind, that are hated of David's soul, he shall be chief and captain. Wherefore they said, The blind and the lame shall not come into thy house. So David dwelt in the fort, and called it in the city of David. And David built round about them from Milo and inward. And David went on and grew great, and Yahuwah, the God of hosts, was with him. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees, and carpenters, and masons, and they built David a house. And David perceived that Yahuwah had established him king over Israel, and that he had exalted his kingdom for his people Israel's sake. And David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem, after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born to David. And these be the names of those that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shammua, Shobab, and Nathan, and Solomon. Ibhar also, and Elishahu, and Nepheg, and Japhiah, and Elishama, and Eliada, and Eliaphilet. But when the Philistines heard that they had anointed David king over Israel, all the Philistines came up to seek David, and David heard of it and went down to the hold. And the Philistines also came and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of Yahuwah, saying, Shall I go up to the Philistines without deliver them into my hand? And Yahuwah said unto David, Go up, for I will doubtless deliver the Philistines into thy hand. And David came to Baal Piriformis, and David smote them there, and said, Yahuwah hath broken forth upon my enemies before me, as the breach of the waters. Therefore he called the name of that place Baal Piriformis, and there they left their images. And David and his men burned them. And the Philistines came up yet again and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of Yahuwah, he said, Thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them, and come up upon them over against the mulberry trees. And let it be, when thou hearest the sound of the going in of the tops of the mulberry trees, that then thou shalt bestir thyself, for then shall Yahuwah go out before thee and smite the host of the Philistines. And David did also as Yahuwah commanded him, and smote the Philistines from Geba until thou come to Gezer. Last chapter for today, y'all. 2 Samuel chapter 6. Again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Judah, to bring up from thence the ark of Yahuwah, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts, that dwelleth between the cherubims. And they set the ark of Yahuwah upon a new cart, and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah and Ahio, the sons of Abinadab, drave the new cart. And they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which is in Gibeah, accompanying the ark of Yahuwah. And Ahio went before the ark. And David and all the house of Israel played before Yahuwah all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps and on psalteries and on timbrels and on cornets and on cymbals. And when they came to Nachon's threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark, and Yahuwah took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against Uzzah, and Yahuwah smote him there for his error, and there he died by the ark of Yahuwah. And David was displeased because Yahuwah had made a breach upon Uzzah, and he called the name of that place Perez Uzzah to this day. And David was afraid of Yahuwah that day, and said, How shall the ark of Yahuwah come to me? So David would not remove the ark of Yahuwah unto him into the city of David, but carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. And the ark of Yahuwah continued in the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite 3 months, and Yahuwah blessed Obed-Edom and all his household. And it was told King David, saying, Yahuwah hath blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him, because the ark of Yahuwah. So David went and brought up the ark of Yahuwah from the house of Obed-Edom into the city of David with gladness. And it was so that when they that bare the ark of Yahuwah had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fattenings. And David danced before Yahuwah with all his might, and David was girded with a linen ephod. And David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of Yahuwah with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And as the ark of Yahuwah came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David sleeping and dancing before Yahuwah, and she despised him in her heart. And they brought in the ark of Yahuwah and set it in its place in the midst of a tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before Yahuwah. And as soon as David made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yahuwah of hosts. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women and men, to everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh and a flagon of wine. So all the people departed, everyone to his house. Then David returned to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, excuse me. Hold on. Oh, and said, How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself. And David said unto Michal, It was before Yahuwah, which chose me before thy father and before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of Yahuwah, over Israel. Therefore I will play before Yahuwah. And I will yet be more vile than thus, and will be base in my own sight. And of the maidservant which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. Therefore Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child until the day of her death. And that, my beautiful people, is our reading for today. We read 2 Samuel 4, 5, and 6. It is Friday, the day of preparation for the Sabbath day. It is March the 6th, 2020, day 90. All right, y'all, with that being said, I'm about to go ahead and bless you and get on up out of you. Got to go to Richmond today. All right, and if y'all came in late, you didn't see it from the beginning, I was telling y'all about my little fasting journey. I'm on day 18 of my water-only fast of resetting my body to its proper place where she should be, right? All right, so go back, listen to my little story, what's been happening to me over the last 18 days. I'm halfway there, y'all. Sunday, I'll be halfway, 20 days, and now it's all downhill from there, so halfway there, 20 days, all the way to 40. The 40th day, I'm gonna break it on my birthday. The 40 days actually ends March 28th. My birthday is March the 30th. But I was like, why not go the extra 2 days, But then I was like, I don't know. So either I'm going to break it on March 28th, the actual 40, or I may just go to my birthday, the extra 2 days. It just depends on how I'm feeling, So I've been saying I'm just breaking on my birthday. So technically, I'm going to do 42 days of water only fast. So I'll let you know when we get there what I decide. All right, y'all. With that being said, may Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us his peace. All right, y'all. I love y'all. And I will see you Sunday morning on my 20th day, water only fasting. Peace. All right, y'all.